Yo, what's up? Happy Monday.
Yo, happy Monday. Let's go.
We're
Episode
back.
21. How we doing today?
Episode 21. We're back.
We're back. Feels good to be back. Feels good to be back. How was it? You weren't gone for long. It's good to have you back already though.
Well, we were back, and then I took a week, and then you took a week, and yeah, summer.
Summer. Hopefully everyone's touching some grass.
Yo, I hope so. I've been touching grass every weekend.
Dude, critical. It's critical. I don't know. We got to get it when the nice weather's out. Got to enjoy it while we got it. I couldn't agree more. I'm excited for this episode though.
It should be a banger.
Definitely think it's going to be a banger. For those that are just jumping in and may not have heard of Aptos After Dark before, welcome. This is episode 21. And if it's your first time here, we discuss everything going on Aptos over the past week, every week, joined by awesome individuals, hosted by myself, hi Atreyu, and Sneezy.
Yo,
Welcome.
that is what's up. 21 episodes deep. You can find us on YouTube. You can find our recordings on Twitter. What you will not find is any financial advice, just a bunch of homies talking with people about a bunch of cool stuff that we're all excited about. If you are interested in anything that we're talking about, get a Petra wallet, get involved. That'll keep you apprised of all of the spaces, all of the mints, all the cool things going on. If there's games dropping, if there's social fi launching, that's the place to find out about it.
Let's go. Shout out to Petra. So, I know we got a lot to cover today, and as per usual, we kind of run through a docket of what's going on in the ecosystem, what's happening over the past week, and I do believe we got someone joining us at some point during this call or this episode. Someone special.
That we do, very special, that I'm very excited about and have been trying for a very long time to get into space. I think just for time sake and time zone differences and travels, you cool if we circle back to our normal intro, cut to the middle where we have our guest, and then we'll circle back where we do the guest to the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. It was highly complex, but I understood what you were getting to. Let's do it.
So sometimes you got to keep it simple, and sometimes you got to make it sound more complicated than it really is.
All right, let's bring up our guest for this week. I believe we have JC joining us. I see you down there, JC. What up?
No, it is. We got JC from Town Square, from Rena Token, Renegades NFT Project, from Cool Sloths. Let's go.
Yo, how's everyone doing? I'm
Good,
enjoying
man.
finally the California sunshine in the Bay Area.
Oh my
Very
goodness.
good to be back. I come here twice a year, and this is my second time this year already. About to hit the Aptos HQ. I'm going to bomb the shit out of it tomorrow. So
Heck yeah, dude. I want photographs of when you hug Brent. Yeah, you gotta give Brent a big hug for me.
And for me, please.
No, dude, we can't all be sending our hugs through JC. All he's gonna be doing all day is hugging Brent.
Brent the cowboy, are you listening, Brent? How are you doing, man?
Legend. Well, JC, I don't know if you actually even need an intro, but for those that may not know who you are, maybe you're open to doing a quick intro about yourself, who you are, what you're working on. I feel like whatever you want to share to those that never have met you before, or know what you're doing, or anything about you.
All right, let's see how I can spin this baby. So okay, like I'm like, look, all the spaces that I've done over the past 2 weeks that like they asked me to give intros. I'm just gonna do it this time differently. So I'm the ultimate points giver for NFT DJs on Aptos. So
Yeah, you are.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, you are.
I'm the it's gonna be the biggest airdrop for the points on the Aptos ecosystem or in the whole move ecosystem in Web3. All right, let's put it that way. all the that's why, you know, we have such good relations with all the NFT community, because nobody thought, why don't we just give some DGen points to the NFT community? Because look, all the point systems, these DeFi projects that I've been having fun with, that we just thought, you know, why don't we do something for not just one NFT community, but for all the NFT communities on Aptos? So that was the original idea behind Cred. Brent would know about this because right after we launched the web app, Petra Wallet immediately integrated it into the mobile app. So that was like one of the reasons why it really took off quickly in the early days. But you know, outside of Cred, there's a lot we can talk about. Obviously, there is Rena, the liquid NFT standard. It was built by the standard was built by Greg at Aptos Labs. And and Luke, the NFT lead at Aptos, decided to pick it up and push it to adoption, because guess what? Aptos Move language is composable. So it's actually composability powered liquid standard. So you know, it's unique to Aptos. It's only possible here, and it's very different from, you know, the ERC 404 that we've heard about, you know, on Ethereum before. And obviously there is cool sloth. You know, I want to talk about that today. Ecosystem. A lot of people have got their honoraries, CNFT honoraries from Cool Sloth, and because we've handed out so many honoraries, some people, including someone in this audience, have been chasing up our ass for new honoraries. And yeah, but you know what? Cool Sloth are slow, so you gotta wait for it. You know, that's the habitual tendency of this animal, of this CNFT animal. So
No, I think a community member had made a post on one of your tweets about like, when am I getting mine? I think I literally replied with the scene from that animal Pixar movie of the song.
yeah, I saw that.
This is JC trying to go through everybody who wants a 101 right now.
You know, the I don't know if you've heard, but like one of the CMs at Aptos, you know, he told me that another CM got mad because we gave a CNFT to a member of that community rather than first to the CM himself. So we have some, you know, it's all good, you know. But there has been some competition to earn the favors. But you know, sloths don't like everyone equally. Sloths are very, you know, sloth play a lot of favors. But anyway, yeah. But that's just CNFT. We'll be handing out our merch this week at Aptos HQ. It's gonna be the first merch we've done since ever, and it's gonna be a really cool piece of merch. Look, the merch itself is very simple. It's just a T-shirt, but what's on the T-shirt is gonna be something that a lot of projects haven't tried before. So I'm very excited to see how the people at the office will react to it. It's lazy but creative at the same time. So we'll see how that'll go. Yeah, but I would just leave the introduction there. You guys can, people in the audience can just remember me as the ultimate points giver, based in Hong Kong, but like to travel to the States for fun.
Wow, what an intro!
Oh,
Sheesh.
We'll go to Brent first, because I'm gonna
Yes.
start all the way back at the beginning.
Well, there's so many things to say. First of all, I went to get a glass of wine and I came back and I heard I'm gonna give Brent a hug. So I'm gonna have to go listen to the replay, and I'm never gonna leave again. I'm never gonna like step away for any second ever again. Second, JC, I love you so much for my sloth Petra NFT. I cannot be more grateful. That is so cool. You also said that Cred took off because we added it. No, Cred took off because people wanted it. We had a couple Aptos After Darks where we were talking shit to each other about who had the most cred points, and broke Sneezy. Sneezy's got more cred than everybody else, I think, right now. Well,
oh really?
Joined. Yeah, so, Sneezy was
is here.
I'm up there. I think I'm mid 70s.
Oh my god.
NFT
and then my last thing is like, what sizes do you have? Are you I'm more of like a plus size male model. I was wondering if you had like the plus sizes that you're bringing to HQ for these t-shirts. If not, no worries. I can squeeze into like a large. It looks really weird though.
No, don't worry about it. We have like a Pro Max Plus version for you. It's like iPhone 15 Pro Max Plus. We have Pro Max Plus Circle. How about that?
That is so amazing. I'm going to be so embarrassed if I don't fit into it, but I am so excited to try it on. Pro Max Plus, here we come. Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
What's up? And yeah, Brent stole my thunder. I was going to talk about cred, and we used to have kind of benchmark leaderboard type things that gave some kind of a general idea of who was active or like partaking in the ecosystem, and that's been missing for a very long time. And I think that's one of the itches that cred really scratched, is just that, like, when there's a leaderboard, there's a competitive aspect to it. It just makes things fun. And like, yeah, you hit the nail on the head, the degen point giver, because that's who's really, I think, yes, you're getting it for interacting with the DeFi protocols, but that's been a huge utility for a lot of NFT projects, is the fact that people can just hold them, stake them, and also earn cred points for having them. I think that was a really cool thing that you did, and like you said, for the entire NFT ecosystem, instead of just token gating it and waiting until slots were a thing or renegades were a thing.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, for NFT communities, people have always known that NFT communities are, compared to DeFi, compared to gaming, more socially oriented. But there really hasn't been like use cases built out for these socially oriented aspects, right? So this is actually, the idea that we came up with when I was, still pretty active on Solana since a couple of years ago, because Solana really just sort of brought out that social aspect of an ecosystem, because previously on Ethereum you only had these DeFi degens that really only cared about these yields, and they are not that very much socially oriented. And then you saw that social aspects growing on Solana, and then with the early blue chip NFTs like monkeys, mingos, you see this social aspect also taking up on Aptos. So building on Aptos, we just want to bring that social activity out, unleash that. Everyone wants to have something that they can be a part of. So I think having this little leaderboard definitely just unleashes that aspect of a social ecosystem within Aptos. Like one cool feature, that's currently on the Town Square mobile app is if you hold some NFTs, then you'll be eligible automatically for some communities. If you traded on PancakeSwap or on LiquidSwap, if you hold like Seeds token, then you are automatically part of some group chats, right? So there is cred already building that foundation for the socially active degens. Not everyone is very socially active, but we have some cool degens like this. This is my first time in this space, but I'm already feeling the North American social energy of Aptos. This is much more dynamic than the one in Hong Kong. Hong Kong is just like way too fucking crowded, like everyone is fucking depressed. But yeah, I'm loving the North American social energy here. Yeah, we'll have more of this in Town Square.
Oh, that is what's up. Okay, so I have Town Square downloaded. I don't think I've gone into it yet. I'm gonna try doing it now.
Dude, how did you even find that out? We haven't announced it. We have one more bundle to we have one more bundle to release.
I think it's you guys. I'm pretty sure it's you guys.
Look, there's only a couple of people.
I just used the Town Square D app. I didn't even know that you guys had a separate app. Send us a link, JC.
Calculated alpha for Aptos Alpha After Dark. It sounds like right now, which was unintentional, but now seems like a thing.
Oh, someone left a review on the iOS App Store.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure it's on the App Store.
It is on the App Store. We haven't released it on for Android yet, but Jesus. Okay, so I guess the word is already out.
Share the news, JC.
all in all seriousness, we really planned only to announce it when the second bundle update is released. But because we got so much shit from Apple review team just for the first bundle, there was like a bunch of features we couldn't release because it's got to do with NFT trading, it's got to do with DEX swap, it's got to do with minting in app, building these like mini app features within the app in using crypto in Web3 is a pain in the ass. So hopefully there could be an Aptos phone in future with a decentralized app store. That's one of the many dreams that I have for the ecosystem. But we got through the first bundle, all right. So this second bundle will include more features. So that's the one we're gonna announce. But if you download it now, then you can try out some of the features earlier.
Okay, I'm not going to do it while we're in space because I don't want to run space. But I'm going to confirm with you that I have the right one, and then I'm going to check it out.
I will DM you that, bro. Don't worry.
Okay, cool.
Let's go. I guess I got a question for you, JZ. With the, with Cred, you're building the social graph. Could you talk a little bit more or expand on the idea of like what a social graph is and like how or what you're doing with it, I guess? Is that, you get what I'm saying? I guess you kind of like, I think touched on it with the utility that some users get based on just like basically using PancakeSwap, for example. But I guess like I don't know, are you able to expand a little bit more on like what a social graph is and how you're framing it or thinking of it?
Yeah, so I mean, social graph is it's really a Web 2 concept that was transplanted into Web 3. I guess Aptos Labs people will be very familiar with it because a lot of them worked at Facebook before. So Facebook,
right?
Yeah, these like Web 2 social network companies all had social graphs. Essentially peer-to-peer connections between this user and that user. In Facebook context, it would be I'm his friend, I'm his boyfriend, I'm his father, I'm his whatever, right? So it's really just about peer-to-peer relations between user profiles in that one database. So in Web3, I think if we want to sort of really build a product market fit into the social graph, then the peer-to-peer relations would not just be between individual profiles; it would be between your wallet address and that smart contract wallet address. So with the Web3 social graph, what we can really do is know which kind of contracts you've interacted before historically, right? So based on that data, we can know if you are more of a DeFi user or on-chain gaming user or a NFT user. So there's a lot of very, very cool insights that one can have once the social graph infrastructure is built, once you have that data. Because on-chain peer-to-peer relations are much more colorful compared to Web 2 social relations, right? And then with this on-chain data aggregated into a social graph database, then there's a lot an application can build. Look, the leaderboard is just one very small use case that have sort of galvanized the community to really compete, to really see who's got a bigger bag than So a lot of whales thought, look, they were the number one on top 10 whale on Aptos, but it turned out they weren't. And then they saw, for example, David ranked top 10, and then everyone knew David had a lot of bags, but then nobody knew he had that much of a big bag. So. But and the other use cases can just be sort of this holder or trader community that are based on on-chain data. So if you've traded on PancakeSwap before, then we can use the on-chain data to create to essentially get users and then automate their joining into the community based on the on-chain data. So we have these like PancakeSwap trader groups, LiquidSwap trader groups. Obviously, for NFT gated communities, it's a more familiar concept for some Web3 people. But when it comes to these, on-chain trading, on-chain gaming experiences, and these are the new use cases with on-chain data that we can unlock. And then, there's also this Aptos Arena community where if you have played on Aptos Arena before, you can join the community, and then you can chat. You can talk with the person that that just shot you in the game. So there can be a lot of like community level use cases, but if we were to abstract from feature level talks into more like a broader Web3 context. There's like two social graphs that are really known in Web3. Forecaster, right? And their application Warpcast is built on their Forecaster social graph. And then there's Lens protocol. Lens protocol is a Polygon-based social graph. And the Aave team built like Orb, and then there was another team that built Favor on top of the social graph. So really, you have this sort of you used to have this sort of dichotomy in Web3, where you had Forecaster dominating in the base blockchain ecosystem, and Aave teams Lens protocol dominating in the Polygon ecosystem. So the purpose of Cred by Town Square is really to build this non-EVM focused, or like this out VM focused social graph where we can bring together users from Aptos, and we just launched Cred also a movement testnet from movements, and later who knows which other block. So ultimately, I think there needs to be ultimately, if you look at EVM ecosystems, Vitalik is already really active on Forecaster. So wooing Vitalik to Town Square doesn't make much sense. But we do have a solid foothold, I think, in the Move ecosystem on Aptos, right, on Movement. So these are an ideal demographic, a community base that we should definitely work with. And then if you look at any other upcoming blockchains, I think these blockchains generally have a very interactive user base. So, for example, Movement and Aptos users, they traverse between each other a lot. And there's also some EVM users on Movement. And then there's also some Solana users on Aptos. So I think the goal here is to bring together these couple of several user bases that are not covered by either Lens or by Forecaster in their EVM ecosystems. I think so. Look, Lens protocol has around like so between Lens and the average of Lens and Forecaster user base is around like 250 or 300,000. So that's
wow.
So that's how many of their user accounts, on-chain user accounts, that have been registered. Our wallet registrations is like 140,000, a little bit more than that.
Nice, congrats.
So we cover pretty much like 90% of the daily active user base on Aptos, because Aptos daily active wallet is between like 120,000 and 160,000. So in that regard, we are already the third largest social network in Web3. But really, so going forward, the goal would just be to grow the user on the statistic level, but also on the branding level. Aptos is a relatively new ecosystem compared to VM, compared to Solana. So even with the user number, the overall branding awareness, the exposure of the ecosystem isn't that high compared to these earlier chains. So our goal really is to grow the awareness, grow the exposure together with the Aptos ecosystem. During the Aptos experience in Seoul, we will have a booth there, and there's going to be a consumer panel. So what we really want to talk about is how Aptos is sort of leading the way on the social aspect, because Solana doesn't have a very established social app. Sui doesn't have any social apps that are good, and certainly they are not focusing on the mobile front. So we'll have like I guess we already have 3 devices. We might have like half a dozen of devices where Town Square mobile app is pre-downloaded, pre-installed, and so visitors, during that conference will just be able to come to the booth and actually feel Web3 social in their palms. So that way we will step by step grow the overall social awareness, and hopefully Town Square will be one of the biggest social network projects in Web3 in this upcoming cycle. Yeah.
Wow. Sneezy, you want to jump in? But I'm just going to say really quick, like that was epic way of going into the social graph and where it is today and what you're looking to do as well. And that's amazing numbers already where you're at. And within the Aptos ecosystem, like you said, we're a much newer chain in general. So it's impressive to see where we're at today, let alone where that means we're going in the future. And that's also just including just Aptos alone, not including movement or whatever other chains that you might be looking at in the future. So really great, I guess you could say, baseline, which is incredible And that's a hat tip to the Aptos ecosystem, showing that it's a very active ecosystem. When people want to partake, there's a lot of people that are willing to partake. So that's awesome to see. But Sneezy, I know you wanted to jump into, so I just want to give my quick summary there of my thoughts after JC went, because that was in depth for the question of what is a social graph and how do you perceive it and what are you doing with it. So awesome.
Kudos for understanding the objective, and that is that for any social fi platform to be even competitive, it needs a user base. And I think incentivizing people to sign up for Town Square and Cred to be rewarded just for partaking in the ecosystem is absolutely brilliant. Like, that just makes so much sense. Like, already onboarded, already probably checking in for Cred daily, or if not, at least weekly, I would think. Just makes so
I mean,
much
heck,
sense.
even monthly, there's definitely some form of checking.
Yeah,
I feel
people
like for
are checking
most people,
because they want to see where they stand on the Cred leaderboard, which is just one step away from them going in and checking the site or checking the app. Okay, so I'm gonna bring it back to rudimentary levels. What am I, if I'm coming into Aptos and new to it and I find Town Square, what am I walking into? What is it going to be most similar to in terms of a social platform? Like what kind of content?
Right. So if you are so if the first point of contact is Cred, then you would be exposed to pretty much all of the trustworthy brands in the Aptos ecosystem, because the listed NFT projects and DeFi projects there are the most trustworthy brands in Aptos. But also something that's currently being implemented on the design level is a campaign section. So Cred will very soon be not just a activity board on the front end, but a project, but a community engagement tool very soon. In the sense that projects can launch campaigns that are on-chain powered. I mean, if you look at Galaxy today, Galaxy's campaign management system is kind of hard to use, and I know this because we are using
Impossible. I still don't use it because I can't get it to work on my mobile.
Right, 100%. And from a project level, it's very hard to use because they have just so much in the settings that you have to navigate through. Like if you for example, they it's really supporting Aptos indexer on-chain transactions. It's not as straightforward as if you want to reward users that have used that have had certain transactions on EVM. Right. So for some chains, their UX is not as good. And that's just the simple truth, because we are using that for the movement testnet, and it's a pain in the ass. We are now having to build a custom REST API just to know who's interacted with our movement testnet contract and reward them on Galaxy campaign. So there's a lot of developer-facing issues, but because we natively integrate Aptos indexer on the Cred social graph, if any project wants to launch an on-chain campaign to either incentivize for a certain period, do like a short-term campaign where they incentivize trading or NFT holding for a certain period, or they want to have like a long-term monitoring of their user base, and that can be easily done. That will be able to be done very easily on Cred, simply because of its on-chain social graph nature. So based on the on-chain nature of Cred, there's a lot of the redundant features that are just automatically removed, just inherently not there, compared to what Galaxy has to offer. So Cred will soon be a very interesting on-chain user engagement tool and we expect a lot of NFT communities to start leverage that first. So for example, the first one we had was it was a campaign we did with Renegades. I forgot what campaign it was. So but we, because we didn't have the front end implemented at that point, so we had to manually filter the addresses that interacted with the contract. Oh yeah, it was points giving for whoever did the claiming and liquefying of their Renegades NFTs. So with that, we did that campaign manually. We rewarded wallet address points manually for that campaign. So you see, there is like, proof of product market fit there already. So that's, but then if you are a user entering into Aptos via Town Square, then you pretty much would directly access most of the communities, right? So if you are like an existing user on Town Square, then you can enter into communities that have staked their Omnis APT token, right? You can get into communities that have traded like you on PancakeSwap or like on Liquid Swap. So
this is really going after being like community hubs. So
right.
This kind of goes after everything. Like this is the goal, to be at least on Move language, the go-to. Like I'm just hearing this would replace Galaxy, Discord, Telegram.
Yeah, 100%. Without the need for your community, for like your chat to have to integrate third-party plugins, because it's all on-chain data
There's
managed.
no verification or anything. It's already like, if you're seeing the chat, it's because you hold the NFTs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's cool.
exactly. So the concept of Web3 social, once we extrapolated from on this level, is then just becomes crystal clear. It's just powered by on-chain data. A wallet would be the user account of that user, and on-chain data itself is sort of your verification tool, and then your user habits will be those peer-to-peer relations between your wallet address and the smart contract address on the public blockchain, and then whatever user features the application can come up with would just be based on those on-chain data points to find the product market fit for this individual user, right? So I think that's really the power of on-chain social. Look, if you guys use like Luma these days, you get a lot of unnecessary event advertising to, like, you might not just be interested in some BTC layer 2 events, right? You might not just be interested in some let's say wormhole related events, right? But if we can build this on-chain social graph, so applications will be able to develop user-specific use cases. So all the events that are sent to you are based on your historic on-chain data. So we know exactly which kind of events you might be interested in. If you have done a lot of liquid staking, then all the events we're going to push to you are going to be events, conferences related to liquid staking, right? So staking conference, whatever, staking summit.
Nice. So
Yeah.
so generally speaking, just to bring it back really quick, bringing a social engagement tool similar to Galaxy to Aptos, and it's going to be for communities that are in the ecosystem to leverage and use as a tool. Is that kind of the 30 seconds or less takeaway or way to mention this?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say, yeah, the very next version of CRED will have that user engagement tool built in.
Wow, that's really exciting for anyone building an ecosystem and anyone that is looking to know what's going on with their community, and also incentivize or draw activations. Because also I don't know if you're, the obvious next question is like, to use Galaxy, it is not free. Far from being free, to be frank. I am curious on if you and Cred will be charging on that, or if it's like, this is an open, like, what's your plans or thoughts around that entire pricing structure? And you laugh because it's true. The question I'm trying to get to here. So I guess, like, what's your thoughts on it, JC? If you can share. If not, totally.
10,000 credit points for launching one campaign.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
dude.
but
Yes.
as soon as you went down that road, I was like, I bet you JC's gonna say you're gonna use cred to do it.
Dude, that's all we wanted to hear though, right? Like, I mean, I
Yeah.
mean,
No, I think honestly, look, I know the Galaxy team. They're like they've been in the industry since like 2018, right?
oh yeah, they've been around.
Yeah, I think honestly their main reason for charging is because they had to find some way to work that into their tokenomics. And I think they are listed on Binance, right? So listing on Binance usually their listing team would require them to completely restructure their tokenomics and vesting plans. So I would imagine they have to elongate their investors vesting for a couple more years than they originally planned. So that meant that they had to come up with new ways to increase their token utility, and that's why they've sort of pushed out because originally it wasn't charged at all, right? There was no fee. I think that was like there was a big tokenomic consideration once they're TGE and once they listed on Binance. But for us, our server usage, like our server cost currently is manageable, and thanks to our partner at Node Infra, the indexer currently isn't exacting costs on us, which I think is a very fair partnership, ecosystem synergy between the indexer, between the indexer teams and the Aptos ecosystem, because Aptos ecosystems are giving 8%, 7% yield to these indexer teams, node validator teams every year. Most node validators aren't doing anything, right? And they're just passively earning yields. Look, there is even this validator team that runs validator on both Aptos and Sui, but they've only been supporting Sui events in Asia, right? So a lot of these validators aren't simply doing anything. But we've fortunately have this validator in Aptos ecosystem, Node Infra, based in South Korea, and they have been supportive of us since day one, right? So currently our cost is really manageable. So at least for the foreseeable future, all the way till sometime after our token launch, there won't be any cost that will be exacted on the product level or on the individual user level. Yeah. And I don't think this is a very good utility for the token anyway, because even if you charge 5,000 token per campaign, or per or creating like a galaxy like space, then you are gonna have what if you're building an Aptos like 100 projects, 200 projects, but that's just like several 100,000 tokens, and out of a total supply of maybe like say 1 billion, that's really minimal in terms of how it affects your token utility. So and for us, it doesn't make any sense. I think it's way the brain bandwidth should be better spent around the governance, the perks and the benefits of staking or owning a token, and the emission structure of this token supply. This kind of like charging fee structure wouldn't make much sense to Town Square or to Cred. Yeah.
Dude, holy cow, JC, what the heck? I mean, what a way to answer that. What the? It's not enough value. That is amazing. We can do better, is what you just said, and there's other ways to have more utility for the cred token. That's wild. Good, amazing to hear. And I mean, boy, I feel like we could easily continue down that rabbit hole where you just kind of shared a little bit about where your head's at, but that's incredible. I mean, so in essence, campaigns.
Pandora's box.
I mean, legitimately though, right?
In the best possible way, like in the best possible way. But once that gets out and starts being used, like,
well, it's a tool.
Become a hub.
It's a tool that people want to use to do what they're already doing. That JC just mentioned is relatively going to be free, and it's going to be catered towards an ecosystem that right now is we love Gaux, as JC mentioned, we're friends. But man, it's brutal to set up. It's brutal to use. Both sides, both parties, not so easy, at least in the Aptos ecosystem. So building for the Aptos ecosystem and the Move language in general is a win-win for everyone in this space, at least and whether it be, so hopefully we end up having more projects, JC, than what you projected just there, but fair enough on the, maybe usage, and there's better and bigger ways, and the governance structure and model sounds, man, I would love to hear more about that, but I won't ask about it right now. Maybe it's another episode 30 or something. You can come back and we'll chat. Maybe we can chat more about what you're thinking. I don't know. I'd be really, really keen to hear about, how you're thinking about governance right now. But yeah,
I bet you he's back before. I bet you he's back before episode 30. Now that he knows we're here,
dude. open seat, JC. We're here every Monday.
For real.
Yeah, episode 30 is just what 7 weeks, 2 months from now, like 8 months.
That's way too long. Yeah. That's way too long.
I was gonna say that's right about time. Okay, but
let's go. I mean, you open seat. You can come in before and during and after. We can do a retro on Aptos After Dark.
My gosh. We need to be kept up to date now.
That's super exciting, though. You got a lot. Oh, he's gone. Did he just drop off?
He did just drop off.
Okay.
Oh, and he's back.
And he's back. Elon got the best of us here. I think we just brought him back up.
There we go. I was going to say, I hope he's not gone. We didn't even get to talk about Cool Sloth.
I know.
You're gonna be like, oh, we scared him away with the tokenomics.
I came off too needy.
Tokenomics, and I'm out. I mean, do we want to? I mean, Sneezy, you kind of mentioned it, right? Like, we didn't even get a chance to talk about Cool Sauce. Do you want to pivot to that for a little bit, JC, or what would you prefer to do, or take it?
You can pivot on me anytime.
Sneezy?
Yeah, when I say I fuck with JC, I fuck with JC. Did you hear the way he said that? I'll pivot on you. Let's go to Cool Slots.
Yeah, you can pivot on me anytime, bro.
Yeah.
All right, Cool Slots. Let's jump in. Jump in with Cool Slots, JC. What's cooking? What's Cool Slots? What you building?
All right. Cool Sloth is the official way to put it is okay. I'm gonna play my ecosystem dev rails role here. Okay, where was the talk about Cool Sloth? It's built with AIP76, and AIP76 stands for Aptos Improvement Proposal 76, which leverages Aptos Move Object to enable composability for NFTs. All right, so that's the ecosystem dev rails talking. In the sense that we want more developers to, use all of these AIPs that are out there, either built by communities like 76 by us or by Aptos Labs engineers. But really, honestly, it's a new way for NFT holders, NFT creators to have fun. That's the kernel of it. No, look, you all of us that have been in Web3 for a while know there's all sorts of like NFT tooling out there on Ethereum. You got like a bunch of these ERC 6551. You may have never heard of it, but it was a thing on Ethereum like a few months back. And on Solana, you had like compressed NFTs, which also was abbreviated into CNFT, but it was compressed NFT, where they have like thousands or tens of thousands of NFTs in a collection, and they essentially modeled it into NFT sneakers, right? NFT stickers. So they had like 50,000 NFTs stickers in one collection, because it was compressed, so the size was so small. That's why they were able to have so many in one collection. So that was perfect for use cases like stickers, right? But for CNFT, it's composable NFT, meaning that each part of your NFT, like each trait, your clothes, your glasses, your hat, your background, your mouth, your eyes, your nose. Each trait of the NFT is composable, right? You can take it off, you can add new traits in, you can put it on. If it's a gaming item, you can buff it with new traits. You can nerf it with removing certain traits. So it's a new way for NFT users to have fun. But from a creator standpoint, it's even better. Usually when it comes to like a traditional NFT, the life cycle really peaks around mint, right? And then creators going forward really can do nothing more than just reaping the royalties, and they can't creatively add anything to the collection anymore, other than issuing a Gen 2 or like a sub collection, right? But with CNFT, it's a lot of fun because creators no longer would need to release a second collection, a Gen 2, or like a sub collection. They can, instead of releasing new NFTs, JPEGs, they release traits as NFTs into the first collection. So like imagine you are a Aptos monkey holder and you at some point get tired of certain trait. Let's say Sneezy wants to replace his laser eyes with a pair of really
Never.
cool featured sunglasses. Just for example, a very fake hypothetical that Sneezy had very artistically denied. but let's say at some point, that's the scenario we're facing. And let's say that at some point, Smith also adopts AIP76, the composable NFT standard for Aptos monkeys. In that case, Smith will be able to create an Aptos glasses trait, and then Sneezy can go and get that one and put and take off the lasers and put on the glasses. So on the new Sneezy monkey NFT, he would have the glasses on rather than lasers on. So this is what's really behind the meaning of composability. These traits are actually attachable, detachable, removable, and embeddable, right? So you can continuously evolve your NFT into various different forms. So what that does really to a collection is to extend its shelf life, extend its longevity. That users can always at some point have fun with new traits rather than have it static upon mint. That's really the problem we are solving. We don't want creators to dilute the value of the first collection of Gen 1 by creating Gen 2. We want creators to add to the value of the original collection by adding more traits, new traits. Right. So I think that's a win-win for both the owner and the creator. Yeah. And Kusloth is the first collection behind that idea. So all the traits that the holders will have after mint will be attachable and detachable. There will be new traits coming out, so they can always find more fun with it. They can be even co-branded traits, so they can be like multiple creators behind the new issue of traits. So creators can so there can be like more revenues support for creators as well. So it doesn't have to all come from a single creator. Yeah.
Dude, I freaking love that. Holy crap, Sneezy. Sorry, I didn't realize your hand was up.
I gotta play devil's advocate because the reason cool slots is cool is because it's meant to be that way. And I think that for some collections, adding that utility makes sense. But dude, I don't know.
Are you not a fan of the composability?
No, I am a fan of the composability if it's part of the project. Like, I know that the Cretus by Creatures is going to be a composable NFT. I don't know, man. Like, monkeys, just like monkeys, Mavriks, Mingos. To me, if you go back and add composability to those collections, something gets lost. I'm a bit of an NFT purist in that regard. Like those were
the
never
biggest
meant to be
concern.
composable. I think and that's what I mean. There's there's projects where that makes sense, and that will definitely be a tool to them. I'm just playing devil's advocate because like the NFT purist, the hackles come up at some point with like when you're talking about blue chips of the chain, like to take a Mingo and to alter it and to add composability to it, it just changes it. Monkeys too. And I feel like I don't know. Maybe I'm the odd man out. Pecker's got his hand up. We'll go to Broke Pecker, but I'm just playing devil's advocate because I'm bullish as fuck on the composability. Like the whips by Maverick, love that. I love the fact that I'm going to be able to change my Cretus, and I'm super fucking bullish that Cool Sloth is dropping it as a main collection flagship of a reputable product as a composable NFT. Super bullish on that.
Yo, GM.
GM Pecker.
GM, bro.
GM.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay on topic, I promise. Yeah, since like Sneezy mentioned like the whips, like I just want to know like what's gonna be different. What's gonna be the difference between like the technology behind the whip and the cool slots? If it's okay for you to talk about it.
Sorry, behind the whiff token.
Whip. No, the whip.
Oh,
The Maverick cards.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So so if any creator wants to wants to have a studio or a like publicly accessible front end for them to update their NFT along with many other NFTs. The issue with Mavriks' solution to that is that's not a that's not a architecturally integrated component of the Aptos blockchain. So the reason we pushed really hard for this to become a standard in the Aptos core is because we want this to be sort of the metaplex of Aptos. So you would have some sort of a mass adoptable angle to that. So when creators come on board to that front end, then it will be powered by something that is implemented on the Aptos core level, right? So that's really the short answer to that. Having this as an API grants the standard a certain level of first ecosystem recognition, and then second, open sourced developer tool that all projects can leverage on, rather than if it's just built as part of a collections feature that is then not on the front end level integratable for other collections, and then on the backend level leverageable for other developers. Yeah.
So
That's good to see.
you're saying that like the legacy collection would be able to access like this technology, like yeah, like your example, like the monkeys or say the Mavriks, you're going to be allowed to actually still like tap onto them.
Yeah, so I think this ties back to Sneezy's earlier point about to what degree is the creator willing to wrap this their legacy collection into this V2 CNFT framework. If the creator is willing, then would their holder community be willing to do that?
Oh
so
no, I'm just talking about the technology side. Like, say I want to add more like traits to, like for example, say I'm Fisher and I want to add more traits to the Mingos. Is that going to happen like with the existing collection, or do I have to migrate my whole collection to like a new protocol?
Yeah, so there's a wrapper function in AIP76. So the creator would need to wrap their to enable that wrapper function for their legacy collection, and then each individual holder can then decide if they want to wrap their legacy coin into the V2 CNFT. So then they can add traits. So technically, it's definitely implementable. So really, that's a matter of first, would the creator want to initiate that for the whole collection? And then second, if it's initiated for the whole collection, would the individual holders want that feature for their JPEGs? So that's really the question. But on the technical level, there is no issue.
Yeah, I think the reason why I asked about it, because I think it goes the same way with what Sneezy is talking about. Like, the NFTs, I guess, one thing that's very unique to them is their hash. So if ever that I would want my NFT to be migrated, or if it's going to be transmuted, if it's mutable, I would still want it to retain like the original hash at the very least, because that kind of holds like the identity of my NFT. But yeah, I think that kind of answers my question. Thank you.
Dude, let's go, JC. You are cooking in a whole bunch of different directions, in a lot of impactful ways, to be
I'm
frank.
so bullish.
Right? I mean, you literally have an AI.
You think of like who's pushing the boundaries of what Move can do on an NFT level. And this is not shots at anybody, but who's really pushing the envelope is the Town Square team, which bleeds into Reno, which bleeds into Harborgate, which leads into the Monkeys, who provide so much utility for so many of the projects, which ties into who they've partnered with Wapple and what they've been doing with the Loonies and what they have cooking. And Mavriks really stand out too, because I know they've got a bunch of dApps cooking that are going to be coming to fruition soon. Like, there's a lot of players, but those are really the ones that I see that are pushing the boundaries and exploring what the reach of what Move can do, Aptos Move can do.
Yeah, I mean, social graph literally you're building foundational blocks to the ecosystem, which is really cool to see, JC. Like, it's great to see people building foundational blocks, and then those that are building on top of blocks, right? Like, because if you have a social graph with no dApps associated with it, it's not as valuable, right? So you're doing a bit of both in a few different ways here. So there's a lot of value to everything you're doing, from the foundational blocks of a social graph and piecing that together to the dApp on the front end, to the AIPs and the protocol that you've literally like helped push and shepherd into the ecosystem, and then even using your own AIP protocol, which is awesome. So yeah, I mean, kudos, JC. It's been a long time coming, but you did not disappoint with bringing all the things you got going on, and it's been great to meet, as I've never actually met you before. So I really hope we get to meet again on another episode of After Dark, and that you get to come up and talk us through all of the new features and functionality for Cred and Sloss as you continue forward in this pretty freaking epic journey you're on right now.
No, in all fairness, I've been trying to get you on here for months now. I'm sorry it all came in one episode, but we tried to have you in here to have it in increments.
Yeah,
I can't thank you enough. I can't thank you enough for taking the time out of your day to come. And I know you were traveling today, just coming and hanging out. And I don't have the technical understanding that you have. I think a bunch of people that hang out with us don't necessarily have quite the technical grasp you do. And like so many of the guests, I got to give you kudos for being able to explain it in a way that I think everybody's able to digest. That's a skill in and of itself. And just thank you for showing up, and thank you for taking the time to answer our questions.
Thank you guys so much for hosting this, and don't like talk about it like as if there's like any hierarchy in the ecosystem. Honestly, like, I just wanted to share stuff that's new in the ecosystem, not from like a founder versus user like direction, but more from like a user to user perspective. I think I think just having that user mindset always in mind is very important for any project. I guess especially for social related projects, because you want to know, if you're building a protocol for NFTs, then why Metaplex took off on Solana, and then you want to have that mindset, the way why you're building like CNFT, and then if you're building like a Discord Web3 replacement, or like a super app in the social category, then what your potential users have in mind, and then you need to verify your guesses, your assumptions with in-field experience. So for example, one thing I definitely learned from launching a movement testnet is Galaxy is so fucking hard to use, and it was definitely right for us to go into the direction of building a purely on-chain powered engagement tool, so evolving CRUD that way. We had that idea since the month after CRUD blew up on Aptos. Like at the end of February, we had that idea, but it's only now that we had the bandwidth to execute that. So let's just hope, with all of these protocol and primitive level stuff built out, we can then get more developers to more projects built on Aptos, together with Aptos Foundation. I'm sure there will be a lot more joining us. I would just say that, as both an infrastructure project and also an application project, because Aptos is probably the most application loving ecosystem there is. You see most of other ecosystems, they just have all of these pieces of infrastructure projects in their ecosystem, but there's really no applications, right? And when people talk about applications in the ecosystem, they really just talk about games, right? I hope
people want stuff. People want stuff that engages them.
Yeah.
Like that. At the end of the day, that is what the thirst is. Like, people are looking for someone to create something, much like why X is seeing the popularity it is, because people want to check it and want to engage with it every day. People are thirsty for whatever that is going to be, that's going to engage them. And I think that's lost on a lot of people that develop a lot of things. Is it's not about what is the most complex or what is the most insane thing you can build. It's what are people going to use? What is going to keep people coming back? And I keep like, not to circle back, but I think that tying thread into what you guys are doing was the most brilliant thing you could have done. Okay, not I went on a tangent there. What I came off mute to ask is if you could, what's your background? Because I get the vibe that you have in real world experience that you're bringing into this space.
Just my general background.
Without doxing yourself, like, tell us a little bit about JC.
There's definitely a little bit of in-field experience with with Web3 social communities, but also I guess more experience on the non-building side of things, like I don't want to say business side because that's too generic, but more how the industry, I guess, really works, because oftentimes people get very fixated on like, for example, when a project raises a lot of funding, then they thought, these guys with this certain title, like from Harvard, and this certain background from like this academic side, they really then they automatically assume these are the people that really sort of have the behind the scene know-how of how the industry works. I spent a little bit of time on the market making side, like more so like exchange IEO launches of token, and how projects really work behind the scenes, like from 2019 to 2021. So there was, so it was through that experience where I really learned how many of these high-profile projects really work from a mechanical level. Not they were successful not because necessarily, like you said, the technicality was very sophisticated, but because of some other things that they did. So and this also tied very well into why we built CRAD, because what would be an easiest way for us to aggregate 90% or like the majority of the user base on Aptos? It would be through a leaderboard system, not rooted on a specific application, but for open for all projects, NFT, gaming, DeFi, right? So it was with this level of understanding of what would make a project successful in the long run, that we had to come up with a project that would work for more people. The more people, the more users there is, the better. So I think having this mix of market making, so the secondary market knowledge versus obviously the primary market knowledge that is more on the fundraising side of things for a project, and then my first gig in Web3 was in 2017, EOS IO. That was the largest ICO at the time. They raised that ecosystem foundation. They raised $4 billion just with an ICO. They didn't even have like an exchange offering or like an official fundraising round. The ICO period was crazy.
I
but yeah.
recall reading about it in paperback book form. So it was epic, and I missed it by the time I was finding out about it.
Yeah. At that time, it was pretty much if there was an offering ICO, if there was an offering, then you place your ETH into that. And all the way up until late 2017, all the ICOs were returning like double-digit returns. Yeah, there was just a whole bunch of I guess getting early, but also finding the right ecosystems to grow yourselves. I'm very glad that I started networking in the Solana ecosystem in 2021. Otherwise, I don't think I would have the insight to all the knowledge to build the social as I do now. But yeah, I guess I'll just leave it there, not to bore you guys too much about these details.
No,
So
these are great.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you. So we got AJ up in the house.
Yo, what's up, fam?
What's
Good
going
morning,
on,
good morning.
homie? How you doing?
GM AJ.
Great. First of all, JC, you're building an amazing project. We are also working on AIP 76. We are also building CNFTs, and we are gonna mint out our first part very soon on the waitlist website. And yeah, I totally agree with you on the fact that there are a lot of more customizability with CNFTs, which are not there in normal NFT collections. I mean, like our NFT collection is basically a avatar of your ourself. Like you can create your own avatar using your face, and it will create a similar avatar to your face, similar looking avatar to your face, and then you can customize them according to your needs. Like if you are, let's say, if you're a developer, so developer mostly wears baggy clothes and just sit there and work for hours and hours. So that thing is not like customizable in other NFT collection, which I feel like you are not. So your NFT should represent you, right? So that's missing in other NFT collections because NFTs can look like which are not looking exactly like you, but they are very different. So that's one plus point for CNFTs, and which we would be trying to bring.
Hey, But again, I gotta play devil's advocate. There's just certain collections that have existed and are established that's oh man, sorry, my hackles go up every time we talk about adding equality to blue chip.
No, I'm not talking about blue chip, but
No, and I
basically,
agree. I agree, and I'm super bullish on it. It doesn't work for every collection.
yeah, I totally understand that point. But
Dude,
like
what you
NFT
guys are
should
all
look like you.
building, go 100%. And if the collection is a composable collection or it's something that's going to help a struggling collection, it makes the utmost sense.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, for that, we have like a whole set of things upcoming, which is like, okay, so I'll reveal something here. So there's thing called DeFi Essentials, and there would be some DeFi partnership merges as well for the avatars, which we would be bringing out with a lot of NFT collections or a lot of other like a lot of projects. So like we are already in talks with Aptos India. There's a thing going on with Move Club in Aptos India, which has just started. So we would be bringing some merch for them in the DeFi avatar, DeFi Insider avatar, so they can equip those merches in their avatar itself. So this would be, and we are also
Yo,
in talk like
that's
with
such a
Ice
cool
Blue.
way. Like, that's such a cool way. Like, you guys don't even need to be at every event, but you can still offer that as long as you have a representative going to an event.
Yeah,
Yo, dude, that's cool as shit. Oh, dude, I dig that. Okay, we got to start getting to some of the ecosystem stuff before Atreyu's head explodes.
JC, thank you so much for coming and vibing with us. It was an epic conversation. It was great to meet you, great to learn. And yeah, appreciate you and what you guys are building. Thanks for coming up and vibing with us. Come back literally anytime. Uh, every time, basically.
Yo,
AJ, honestly, what you're
open
talking
mic.
about, freaking epic as well, by the way. Not to put anything behind what you just said as well either. Like, also amazing. So thank you for coming up and sharing as well. But Sneezy sees me pinning everything to the top, so I don't mean to
Oh,
do
dude,
that. Just
I
prepping.
can just see the vein bulging out of your temple. At me, just keep bringing people up.
Dude, I'm like, we got 30 minutes and we never ever cover everything ever.
Yo, you know what the beautiful thing? Do you know what I've learned about this space?
Because then we're
Is if
back
I'm
next week.
no, is if I'm hosting the space, we can do whatever we want. If we want to run long, we run long.
Fair. Fair.
So I'm here to have fun and I'm here to talk to cool people about cool shit. We're here every Monday doing Aptos After Dark. We're on episode 21. That's a whole lot of weeks. We'll be here until pretty much the end of days, barring vacations, holidays, etc. Just a bunch of cool people talking to other cool people about a bunch of cool shit that we're building on Aptos with Move. Atreyu posts this to YouTube because he is an absolute legend. I host this stuff because I got nothing better to do. No, I'm just kidding. Because I love all you guys and I love Aptos and I love Move. And yeah.
We're here every Monday, 7:30 and 9:30 EST. What you'll find here is awesome people talking about awesome things, building awesome things, contributing and learning hopefully a little bit about what's happening in the ecosystem. But the one thing you won't find here is for sure financial advice. There's absolutely none of that, like honestly, at all. 0% financial advice. So really, if you're looking for it, go elsewhere. But if you want to be part of the Aptos ecosystem, we'd recommend downloading the Petra wallet and getting engaged. Okay, let's do it. Ecosystem. Ecosystem. There's a lot. There's a lot to cover here.
There's a lot. Yo, it's been a hot
And
second.
I'm honestly holding back, to be frank as well. We're holding back a little bit on some tweets here. So I think we
Yeah,
got some
don't be
data.
frank. Don't be frank. Be high Atreyu.
I mean, the first one we got is Christina Tinto, Legend, and Hamed. We found out Hamed is the name pronunciation, right? So, I mean, do we want to jump into those two really quickly?
So far, I can only confirm Ox Hamed, but Ox Hamed officially a member of the Aptos Collective.
Oh, heck yeah.
Also, shout out to that crew. Bunch of OGs pushing Aptos because we love Aptos.
Well, the new Aptos Collective member, Ox Hamed, just posted the weekly stats for the 21st of July to the 29th with some pretty cool data to share, as always. Million weekly active users, marking a 25% increase with 14.3 million transactions, which is a 9% increase, and over 450,000 net new users, 9% increase, and over 540,000 Aptos deposited to Sexes, with 25 new contracts. That's actually pretty high in comparison to normal, which is cool to see. Yeah, over 100 million bridge volume, pretty epic as well. No small numbers here.
I can't wait until JC has Town Square up and running, because how do we? This is why Town Square is bullish. Is how do you onboard those people that are coming and dabbling in Amnes, dabbling in Tala, dabbling in Superposition 5, dabbling in Mirage, dabbling in insert DeFi protocol, Laconia, Solana. I'm trying to think of them all. That's all I got off the top of my head. But how do you get the people that are coming here for yield farming, and how do you get them to find us,
engaged,
to find Baba, to find Apresh, to find David, Alex?
Yeah, push them deeper into the ecosystem.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
And that's I think that's again, I keep coming back. Fred makes so much sense as an onboard into a move language social fi app. Bring people there to farm and then surprise them with a dope social fi. Anything that rewards taking part in the ecosystem, DeFi, all of it, man.
Dude, one other thing that we pinned to the top here, which now that we've gone through some data really quick, was the post around from that, I guess, Aptos core handle at Aptos quote retweeted Everstake, Aptos nerd. That post is actually really cool to see, where Everstake did a H1 2024 report, where they made a snagged this from CoinMarketCap actually, but CoinMarketCap did an H1 2024 report showing the top chains in the NFT activity metrics. And some of them is buyers, unique wallets, transactions, volume. And you can kind of see that we have, we're high in the rankings of unique wallets, buyers, and transactions in the top chains that exist today. So I thought that was really cool to highlight and bring into this conversation, just showing where Aptos is, and 19 months in from mainnet being launched, where we're right behind Solana on the buyers scale here in the first half of 2024, and number 2 to unique wallets, and 3 of all chains. This includes Bitcoin, ETH, of all chains, we're number 3 with transaction volume as well. So again, pretty epic data to be showing for Aptos in the first half of 24 to be, yeah.
Yeah, again, a couple that I feel like we need to shout out when it comes to that kind of volume. Shout out to Tradeport, shout out to Wapple for consistently showing up, showing longevity, and being the go-to marketplaces for the community. When you look at the volume, though, a lot of it makes sense. You look at consistently the top project, you're looking at the monkeys who continuously push just about everybody in the ecosystem. Amnes, the Draconia, they've been doing wicked volume. Again, one of the top projects contributing to a lot of those metrics that is showing the start of what Aptos is capable of.
Well, it's the entire ecosystem. I
Oh,
also as well.
100%.
You know, it's like there's a lot going on with the buyers, the unique wallets. There's there's a I feel like a lot of projects contributing to this like inswell of Aptos just showing
Yeah.
insane numbers. But I do agree. I agree. Shout
Wobble
out to the
Wobble and the Loonies have been absolutely crushing it again.
Yep.
Constantly showing up, constantly putting up for the community, stepping up. You're seeing them have tremendous success. I lost the fourth one.
It's
I
a
forgot.
great
There was someone
it's a
else.
great first half of the year.
There was another NFT project I was going to shout out, but I lost it now. And then you look at what's coming. Like there's so much on the horizon.
Yeah. Don't get me started. I'll start yarn.
Oh my God! I was going to say, starting
Don't
with
get me hyped about the
starting
pirates.
with Ring, starting
Yarr.
with.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. That there's stuff to look forward to, and we're just talking about what exists today.
Explosions. You've got the cavemen, which ties into the Aptosaurs.
And I mean, we're just
you've got Hoot, which is one of the first projects I've seen come over from the Seed network or chain. But Hoots are coming. You've got Ambitious Dirt. They've got a ton of experience coming with that team. Like in real life work experience with studios. Dude, there's so much coming. Then we haven't even touched on DeFi. Like I feel like
not
it's
at
an
all.
injustice.
We're still in
I
the
feel like
ecosystem.
it's almost an injustice at this point. But like,
well, I mean, we're going to talk about it right now. I mean, with Neil's post where, he's just mentioning about the ecosystem pumping pretty much on all cylinders with the, Aave on Aptos Temcheck passes. We got Aconia Labs emoji coin.fun testnet launch, Shoal plus plus and optimal theory latency, Pontum network and their TGE, like basically announcement. There's a pretty good amount in his little,
that's
kind
gonna hop on the topic. The LSD distribution.
Yeah. I mean, do we want to dig into that a little bit later in the show, or now?
Yeah.
I don't know much about it, to be frank. I just know that it's happening. I've seen the announcement, but I haven't really looked much further than that, to be honest.
You can check it. I'll see if I can find the post where you can check it.
Dope.
some
Another big
people
partnership
very
in the
happy
ecosystem. Nansen is huge in ETH. I feel like those guys are massive when it comes to data and on-chain data. So always great to see those guys coming forward and building out. It just kind of continues to beat the drum that I think Aptos is pushing further and further in the EVM chain and that cross-chain functionality where it's continuously great to see the kind of large protocols on ETH and the EVM space integrating and utilizing and working with the Aptos ecosystem. So it's worth highlighting. Okay, I think that was most of the ecosystem stuff, at least. Is there anything else that we missed we should cover over the past week from ecosystem?
Gaping hole in the NFT ecosystem for a snapshot tool.
Okay. Well, that's a perfect pivot to then let's talk NFTs. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. I'm going to pin it to the top and we can just highlight for a second here what also unfortunately happened over the past week. I will, I guess, read it maybe, and then if Sneezy, if you want to give any more thoughts around it, but like Snipe.io, a tool, aggregator tool for NFTs and also for taking snapshots of projects and holders, etc. Snipe.io has unfortunately suspended their operations after almost 2 years of development. Sneezy, thoughts, concerns, questions, anything you want to like highlight or talk further about on this one?
Unfortunate. It's a loss, but I know the community's been sustaining that on their own for months now. I don't know how long, probably close to a year. It's sad. I know that for people who are worried about snapshot tools, I know if you reach out to Aurelius from Tradeport, you can get the API keys to use their indexing tools. I was going to mention to JT earlier, if you could give us contact info with who you're using for your indexing services, because I've never heard of them. And I know Ziptos, I think they're calling it the Zapper, but I know they've got something in the works too.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, Aurelius has been really responsive, it seems, on this kind of hole right now. And yeah, hopefully it does get filled relatively shortly, as it is definitely a hole and will be missed. And it was a tool I think a lot of us used. So unfortunate to see. And I do think that someone's going to hopefully step up to the plate to help out here. So yeah. I'm going to just pin it really quick with the post from Ziptos right there, and we can just kind of
Hey guys,
oh, hello.
been
Yeah,
here
what
after a
up,
long
Adam?
time. Hey Sneezy, Atreyu, hope everybody is doing well.
We having a great Monday so far.
I'm on a Tuesday, 11:15 p.m. already. AM already. It was -2 degrees in the morning, man. It was foggy,
Whoa.
foggy, and it was as foggy as I couldn't see anything beyond maybe 2 meters. And all of a sudden, the sun broke through the fog, and it's all sunny. Like it's cold, and I've got the sun. So as I call it, crisp morning. But -2, and it felt like -4. It was amazing. His winter's over here in Ballarat, so it's what it's supposed to do, right? But the fact that there's clear sky, sun, makes me feel good, feel positive, feel better. But that's how you start the day, being thankful to being able to wake up safe and sound. So
I tell
yeah,
you, I will take -39 with the sun in the sky over -39
yes,
overcast every day of the week.
exactly, man. And for the past few days, it's been raining over here. So when I see the sun, I feel as if we're the day walkers out in the sun. It's a different feel altogether. I remember I was in Oslo and it was -25, but it used to
Ooh.
snow. Yeah, -25 for straight 2 weeks, man. And but it snowed. It was all white even at night. So it was a different feel, man. I always keep telling people, if you want to see heaven, go to Scandinavian region. Um, visit Norway, visit Tromsø, visit Bergen. You know, there's a city called Bergen.
I want to see there, because I've seen frozen lakes before, but I've never
Yes.
seen the kind of frozen lake that they have there.
Yeah, man, I walked my whole family, wife and my son. So we went. So there was a lake called Sonnevan Lake, and many other lakes in Oslo. So we went to the lake in summer. It's all water, right? And in winter, it's all frozen. And we walked on the lake. We walked on the lake diagonally, and I was like, man, I'm taking a big risk. What if it cracks below the surface? You know? But it's difficult to explain until you experience it. Walking on a frozen lake that was like water just a few minutes ago, and you're walking on the lake, through the lake from one end to the other with just three of you. It's a different feel, man. It's a different feel. But frozen solid water. Amazing experiences, man. Amazing. No, good to see you. Wanted to say hello. And yes, Sneezy, we're working on that Zapper, so hopefully it should be there for the community for token holder snapshot and NFT holder snapshot.
Did I get the name
Yeah.
right?
Zapper.
Is it Zapper?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, you
You know
got it
what?
right the first time,
I'm
man.
giving myself a pat on the back for that one.
Yeah, I was surprised as well. I said I have to request to speak and give Sneezy a pat on the back as well that you remember the name. Zapper. Yes, yeah, that was cool, man. You remembered the name. So yeah, we're still working on it. We're using Indexer. We will use this name search capability, and I requested Brent to add a field called collection ID on Petra Wallet against each NFTs. As you know, he's an awesome find in this Aptos ecosystem, right? So he's going to add that. What it's going to do is you can simply copy that collection ID, paste into our tool and get a snapshot of all the holders. So you won't even have to type the name of the collection. You can simply copy and paste. So it's like a unique contract address or collection ID to each collection. And you can download the CSV, as simple as that. 2 columns, holders, and the details. We'll keep enhancing it, but at least we wanted to make sure that the community at least has the basis of a snapshot feature in one or the other form. Telegram, because it's so easy, and with huge respect to Snipe and everything that they've done, we thought we couldn't just let this go. We have to do something, if not everything that Snipe does, but at least something for
Nice.
all of our people. So yeah, hopefully we're still working on it. We're testing. As soon as it's out, we'll share with all of you. Please use that. Hopefully it becomes useful. Yeah, there we are.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super exciting. Zapper, right around the corner. It sounds like.
Yep. Cool.
Heck yeah,
Good stuff, guys.
dude. Ziptos, always awesome to have you up here. Thank you so much.
Likewise, man. Likewise.
Sneezy, I know we got some stuff going on with Hero Labs. I know you got some insights you want to share a little bit with Hero Labs and what they got cooking as well.
Comic books.
Yes. Yes.
Dude, I'm such a comic book nerd now. I'm realizing it. I'm leaning into it. I'm accepting it, and I'm just enjoying it. But yeah, those guys, they're building out a whole multiverse based around this ecosystem.
Dude, I'm amped for what they got going on. I mean, they really are deep in the weeds and cooking in many ways. So it's exciting.
And you know what? The beautiful thing about that team and the people behind it, they're gonna keep building it until you get the fuck on board. Like
Oh yeah.
it you posted, I saw you post a tweet from Aptos, like slowly, then all at once.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's how it's gonna be with that team. Like they're too talented and putting too much effort in to be slept on forever. And they will keep grinding and they will keep doing what they're doing. And eventually people are going to catch on to what they're building and what that really means for everybody in the ecosystem.
Dude, let's go. Super pumped about that entire team. I'm with you. I also want to give we should give a quick shout out to Julie, who's always hanging out in the space. So shout out to Julie, minted 30 out of 30 for her collab. Actually, it's collab with Serene. So
I was going to say, Julie and
go.
Serene have been crushing it with the collab pieces.
It is super cool to see. So definitely got to shout them two out.
You know what? I talk around it for so much in spaces, and I'm not talking around it when I give them the praise. Like, you guys have figured out what works, and I'm so fucking proud of you guys, and just keep doing what you're doing, and it's just a matter of time until you keep adding zeros to what you're charging for those collab pieces.
Spot on. Nothing else to add there. Just freaking awesome. We're just gonna keep powering along here with Rareable's tweet, and they continue to hint Rareable's coming to Aptos. We're all waiting, and there was a lot of cool conversation throughout that
we're
tweet
all
thread
waiting.
there.
You know who's especially waiting? There's a project in the listeners box that's especially waiting.
We're all waiting. Yes.
I see them
Yes,
down there.
yes.
Shout out Pixel Pirate.
Let's go.
How excited, and what can you tell us about what's going on with Rarible?
Yeah, I mean, to say the least, very excited. Continuing, we're just hanging out in the Discord, to be honest with you, building the community, having fun gaming, and trying to continue, I guess you can say meeting each other in some ways. So it's been awesome to see fostering community. With Rarible right now, it does seem like we're weeks away. I'm going to just say like end of August is looking to be the most realistic time right now, where I think they're going to be doing some testnet testing. And yeah, it's a lot of excitement that I know that they're going to be sharing more as it becomes more real. So very much so anticipating the details
They've been
as
amping up. They've been amping up their Aptos content on their main account.
good. I'm seeing it.
I have notifications on for them. I see what's happening.
Yes. It's
They're
looking
amping
like
it
it's getting
up.
closer and closer. So very, very excited. Can't wait to share more as things become more realistic and exciting. And you know, pirates, I think all 12 islands have been discovered and found. Anyone that is looking to get and become an OG can now go and find that by just looking into the Discord. All of the islands are exposed, and a lot of people are still chasing that level 15 out there because that seems to be the hardest one to find, and I got time to do it now. So that's also even more beneficial for everyone in the community and in the Aptos ecosystem. So yeah, really, really excited to start sharing a little bit more about pirates, what we're doing, and all the things that come with the collection after the mint, whenever that happens.
I can't fucking wait.
Even sharing a mint date on
like
pub.
I'm straight up like just I'm waiting. I'm in limbo because I am looking forward to having a pirate inspired pixel punk NFT.
Hell yeah. Yeah, and I can't wait to also we're gonna start doing a little bit more leagues. We got some other stuff happening with
Yeah, dude,
you know,
I don't
yeah.
know who's been on you about leaks, but
definitely
yeah, get on
definitely
it. I don't know who's
yeah.
been telling you, but fucking give us the leaks. We want to see more of the art.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
let's go.
for
Let's
sure.
go to Ape. I don't care if we run a little bit long because we're gonna throw to Ape's hand, but I do want to get to the last couple pin tweets you have up there.
Yeah.
Hi guys,
Hey,
how you doing?
good. How are you?
Hi, person like you.
I'm doing fantastic. So I was listening the whole time. Awesome space, fantastic. CNFTs, super cool idea. Don't fuck with the OG shit, please. If you want to do something else, awesome, cool, do something else. But I have a passion of some of the things that I bought, and I bought them for the reasons of what they look like. So hopefully they remain that way. But I do like CNFTs because I plan in the future to do a ring collection where you build it's like a build a ring where you mint different materials or whatever, and it'll make a ring. So CNFTs are really something super cool that I'm looking forward to. And then I wanted to really quickly say the comic book. I'll be honest, completely 100%. I never was like a comic book guy. I've read the Hero Labs comic books like 3 times. The issues that are out that you can read if you're a holder of the NFT. Dude, the art is fucking fantastic. Every time I look at it, it's amazing just to know that the characters in that are inspired from people that I actually know and projects that I'm actually a part of. So it's just super, super cool, dude. Like those guys are slept on by some, definitely not me, but dude, that comic book is super, super cool.
Let's go. Let's freaking go.
Okay, well, talking about projects that are being completely slept on, let's move on to Proud Lions Club because people are fading them. They have been, and like, not to say cooking in the background because they've been present, but they've got multiple games coming. They have a partnership with Block.io. They have Warlinko. They have Jungle Run. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, they're crushing it. Honestly, slept on. They got a lot of things cooking,
Dude,
and they are like
again,
a move centric team. So it's really cool to see.
again, one of those very slowly, but then all at once. Like you're going to see them going from a project that is moderately active to one of the faces of Aptos in a matter of a couple months.
Yep. Yeah, I 100% agree. I mean, they're here. They're here without a doubt. I don't think they're going anywhere either because they have just yeah, and you know they're for sure building for the ecosystem in some, like, building for Aptos to become larger, bigger, more utility, and fundamentally from the protocol level, but also from the DApp level. So they have a lot of cool stuff. So yeah, shout out to those guys.
They've already helped a bunch of projects.
Oh yeah.
On the DApp level, on an art level, they've helped several projects. Yeah.
Yep. Crushing it.
Just cooking, and
it
not
brings us
one
to the next team.
not one that's in your face, but they will be.
I 100% agree that, it's hard to ignore when you see, like, the tweet that we have pinned up here and be like, holy cow. This is yep. Anyway, a lot of stuff in that thread. It's 10 tweets. It's 10 tweet long thread about what they're doing and all the things that are active right now and what they got cooking. And it's just, yeah, wow. How do you not get into, like, as a project? It's freaking awesome.
Well, then, like you said, which leads us into your next pin tweet.
Yep,
the
another
Mavriks,
team is absolutely
and bringing liquidity to holding NFTs.
Shout out to Noshi, shout out Mavriks. These guys are also pillars right now.
Yeah, again,
Sparks
one of those
apps
teams that's
imminent.
cooking, regardless. Like, it's inevitable. Like, if you're cooking and you persevere through the bear market and you're here in the next 6 months, they're right where they need to be.
Yep. Dude, absolutely.
Floor price, not an indicator, in my opinion.
Yep. I mean, and they are actually bringing some really fun, like you already hit it, right? Like bringing liquidity. They're building, bringing, like legitimately a tool that people want.
Lending to NFTs.
Yeah. Yeah. Providing liquidity to your NFTs. It's like, again, like a pillar, a foundational pillar of an ecosystem, blockchain ecosystem. So awesome to see. Can't wait to get it in the hands. I know a handful of people have already been testing, and they're already deep in testing. So it's exciting. It's exciting. I know we've been waiting. So, and it doesn't even include all the other stuff that's in this tweet that's rolled up into it. Denoshi and Mavriks and that team, they got a lot of stuff cooking right now. So
yeah, dude, I don't even see Rift in that tweet. And Rift is one of the
They also have
Rift is one of the coolest
town
things
hall.
they're working on. That's what he had posted up.
They had a town hall that they did. Oh, okay. Watch that. It's all the information about everything, pretty much.
Yep. Yeah. So that's what we pinned in the top for sure. Honestly, it's yeah, and like Sneezy even said, they're even missing some stuff, which is even crazier.
Like, Rift is one of the coolest things that they're working on.
Yep. Not even mentioned. Like, that just shows how close some of these other are, right? Like, you know what I mean? It's just man, exciting. I'm hoping we get to see Sparks in August. That's my assumption right now. I wasn't able to join the town hall, but A-Person, sounds like you joined. So was there any type of timeline mentioned in that call?
I actually listened back to it on YouTube. It was on YouTube, so it happened to pop up in my feed. It was weird. Like, it just popped up when I turned YouTube on yesterday. So I watched it. I totally forgot about it. I thought it was Monday, because normally they do like the Maverick Mondays or whatever. So I totally slipped my mind. But yeah, I think he said this month. I want to say it was like they're close. They're testing it now, and then it's gonna go out. But dude, they're really putting a lot of work into the stuff. Definitely, like I said, listen to that. There's a lot of information in it. Some of it stuff's not mentioned, but it's about an hour long, 30 to 38 minutes long, I think. But dude, it's cool just to see what people are still here and building. And one of the things he talks about there is like exactly that, is like a lot of people disappear and they come back, and then they wonder what it's like. But some people just stay and build through the storm. So really, a lot of hard work is going in on that team, and a lot of cool stuff is happening.
Dude, let's go. Next one, I know Sneezy, we, the last two we pinned up to the top here, I think are just two like projects that are also extreme hype. A lot of things that I think a lot of people are waiting and excited for, that, touches a little bit that I'm really pumped about, and a little bit about what you're really pumped about. So the first one, SVL Supervillain Labs, geared up for their launch on July 30th, which is quite literally tomorrow. So let's freaking go. This team is absolutely cooking. They got their project and game called Wanted, and you can pre-register already with the squad that they've kind of been releasing over time with their collection. So yeah, really excited. Been waiting. Supervillain Wanted, pre-registration and launch coming tomorrow for that team. So huge shout out to them. Exciting. Can't wait to get it in the hands and be playing a little bit of this. It looks awesome as well. They show some gameplay, which shout out to showing gameplay. Let's just say that. Okay, Sneezy, over to you for hopefully I don't know if this is the last one or not, but it's the last one that's pinned right now. So with GUI.
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay.
Graveyard Season 2.
Woo!
Get involved, get engaged. If you took part in Graveyard Season 1, go set your wallet up in the swap and make sure you are set up to get your rewards for Graveyard Season 1. And do your daily tasks, do your quests, get your points, get involved, be active, earn your bag.
GUI.
Yeah, I'm in third place.
Sneezy, where do we go for all of this? Do we just go to the Graveyard app, which is on Telegram? Do we go somewhere? Do we just where do we go?
Click the Graveyard link on X. We'll launch.
Actually, we should probably pin also the Graveyard link as well, because I don't think we have a Graveyard link pinned. Oh shoot, do we have like a tweet that we can pin actually? Because we don't. Maybe we just include it in the notes, the roll up or something to round up. Yeah. Okay. So you go to the Graveyard link and you go from there on Telegram to do the actions required.
Yep. Do your daily task, which is like, comment, retweet a post through the Telegram app, through the Graveyard, earn your points, earn your crystals. And like I said, if you took part in Season 1, set up your wallets in the swap and make sure you're good to go. That is how you will be able to get your rewards.
From Season 1. Nice. Dude, that's exciting. This was one of those dApps that you knew was gonna. This was like kind of the first initial concept of what JC was talking about with Galax, right? Like, it's not a direct competitor or anything of Galax, but it does similar functions but it's more focused specifically for GUI and really the monkey team, right? So I mean, it's kind of that similar concept though, rewards based on engagement and act in like kind of campaign type style. So yeah, really, really cool to see that they're continuing forward. I can't wait to jump in. I haven't actually jumped in just yet since Season 2 has launched, so I am interested to see how it's looking. I'm sure they made some updates maybe. Yeah, it was very, very GUI team does a great job on branding and design. So anyway.
That they do. Yeah, shout out to Tricky for a lot of the work he does with the videos. Not just for Gwei, but for so many projects and dApps throughout the ecosystem.
Heck yeah. Send in love. Episode 21, absolutely epic. Definitely hands down one of the favorites for sure. JC came in and we just went in for an hour with him. I mean, it felt like we held back a lot because we haven't had the chance to talk to him, but that was a jam-packed hour. So thank you all for hanging out, being part of this. Like, subscribe, do all the things on all the socials and whatever YouTubes. Appreciate every single one of you. Yeah, thank you. It's great.
Yep, let's go. See you tomorrow night, or see you tomorrow at 12 p.m. EST at the Spook Space. They're going to be talking, I believe, with Akania. I don't know if it's going to be Alex or someone else from the team, but they're going to be talking about the emojis. And don't miss tomorrow, 7 p.m. Shit. 7 or 7:30? 7:30 p.m. EST. Taco About It Tuesday with a person like you. And then we'll see you on Wednesday. Y'all have a great night. Thank y'all for hanging out. Thanks to all the speakers. Thanks to everybody for showing up. Keep doing what you do. Keep taking part. Get up at your wallet. Enjoy. Have a good night.